Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the matrix. Subscribe.
Even the word government, if you break it down in etymology, so govern, gubernare, means to steer or control. And then mentis, means mind. It's literally mind control. That's why they're named the government. And that's the thing. Then I got obsessed with words. I got obsessed with etymology. Like, what are we speaking? What are we saying? Because think about it. How come spelling isn't word construction? How come spelling isn't letter assembly? Isn't that what we're doing? It's called spelling for a reason. You're casting spells. So whatever you say from the mind to the mouth to the world, it vibrates and so it is done, right? So they know this, they use this. And when it comes to occultism, when it comes to esoteric magic, they practice this every single day through media. Again, root word, media, medium. It is channeling things and turn to a channel. It is channeling that spell. It's, hey, put on that programming you. Broadcast. It's casting a broad spell over the masses.
Don't dream. Don't tell you.
No seeds! I mean, the whole point of a fruit is to help a plant spread its seeds, right?
This is the first time in human history that a corporation has been able to patent a seed and then sue farmers for saving it.
One of the situations we have is because of the current seed patenting regime that gives exclusive rights to companies like Monsanto. You have a situation where, as I said, there's a handful of companies controlling the rights to seeds and germplasm.
Yes, 4 companies have an oligopoly on the world's seed supply. The agrochemical companies Bayer Monsanto, Dow DuPont, ChemChina, and BASF have wiped out over 93% of the world's seed diversity in only a century. The companies now control over 66% of the world's seed supply, as well as the herbicides, pesticides, and fungicides that farmers are forced to buy alongside the seed.
Let us call globally for a seed satyagraha.
We are living in Soylent Green, y'all. Everything tastes like MSG and Cisco. Nothing tastes like fries or beef or chicken. Everything now got sugar, red 40, titanium 85 in it. You can't get nothing made with real ingredients anymore. And when they do put real ingredients in it, they sell it back to you, as the natural or the simply or the real version. Nigga, this is the way it was made the first time. You the one started putting all this benzopot and palm sorbate and sorbate and sodium bicarbonate and shit in there. Nigga, I want some cheese. Why the fuck do I need 80 ingredients for cheese? It should be milk and thyme. That's all I need for cheese. The fuck is sorghum carbonate and whey protein and soy isolate? What the fuck is an isolate? You running an ISO in my food? In my food? All the meat be looking confusing now. Chicken wings be that damn big. What the fuck is that? This be the chicken wing right here. And that be the chicken thigh. Don't make no damn sense. Food be cooking extra long and extra fast at the same time. We probably healthier eating Plankton's meal from SpongeBob. Everything you eat don't even make sense. How does fish have breasts? I'm eating fish breast sandwich. A fish breast sandwich. This is not making any sense. McDonald's is serving human back patties. That quarter pounder ain't beef. How the hell are they selling 18 billion pounds of meat every month and ain't got damn many cows on the planet? We living in Soylent Green. The food is made out of people. Cereal got protein in it. Where the fuck are they finding this protein from? I seen a Pop-Tart with protein in it. Is niggas nutting in the Pop-Tarts?
So remember how I said earlier in this speech that the farmers need to give up their farms before 2030, specifically that year? Yeah, so that's not a coincidence. That year doesn't come out of nowhere. So that year is basically the deadline that our global elites have given our country and will probably give you to abide by these new regulations. And that agenda is called the 2030 agenda. And now I have a slide showing you what that entails. So the 2030 agenda is a United Nations agenda. So there we go. Everybody is part of the United Nations, right? The entire world. And this agenda consists of 17 what they call sustainable development goals. And when you take a look at them right there, you're like, well, what's wrong with that? You know, they all seem very noble. No poverty, no hunger. Who could be against that? However, if we take a closer look at how they actually want to accomplish all of this, anybody with 2 functioning brain cells realizes that this cannot happen unless there is an active and maybe even forceful redistribution of goods, foods, property, and our rights, which basically comes down to the obliteration of all of our basic liberties and our rights. And these goals, as I said, are not restricted solely to the Netherlands. They are global. And that's where we see their true motive. The people behind this want to establish a one world government, a new world order in which they decide what we eat, when we eat, where we travel, when we travel, who we meet, and what we are allowed to spend our money on. Basically, control over every single aspect of our lives. And I'm sure that many of you have heard the famous sentence from Klaus Schwab, you know, where he says, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy, right? Yeah, that's this agenda. So why are the people behind this agenda specifically targeting farmers? Well, it's because obviously they really want our way of life and the things that we eat to radically change. They don't want us to eat foods that make us strong. They want us to eat synthetic meat created by Bill Gates. They want us to eat bugs. They want us to drink soy milk so that we become weak and obedient, and we do as they say, and we buy what they offer.
Guys, the reptilians are so nice to us. They thought, why don't we gift men corn and push for naked women on social media for them to lust over them and ultimately make them weak while adding in chemicals to the water and the food supply. And for women, we're going to gift them with the right to vote and be independent from a man and let them know that they can do anything a man can do and better. We're going to give them the ability to hate men and want to be independent and make their own money. And ultimately, that'll rip the family unit apart. And then for the kids, the biggest gift of all, jabs. We're going to juice them up. We're going to shoot them up with heavy metals. We're going to shoot them up with small food particles and oils like milk protein and peanut oil, egg protein, all of these things right into the bloodstream so their bodies send off an immune response and they become allergic to certain foods. Obviously pushing for hepatitis B jabs because yes, these babies were hooking up with prostitutes and hookers while they were in the womb, apparently. And then we're going to shoot them up with a K shot because God created a body that naturally in the first few days out of the womb, the child's system is low in vitamin K for a specific reason. We want to convince the parents that they need to bring up the vitamin K levels, so we shoot them up with vitamin K. And then we're going to add in things like formaldehyde, polysorbate 80, linked to infertility, so off the bat, their chances of eventually having children down the line with future partners kind of slimmer than it would be if they weren't shut up. People ask me all the time, Gianna, what do you think the safest vaccine for me to give my kid is? One is worse than the next. Your system was designed perfectly without having to need a vaccine to protect your body from man-made diseases. They create the problem, they create the disease, then they create the solution, which is the jab. My opinion, I would never allow a legal drug dealer, aka a doctor in a white coat, bring a needle near my child to shoot the child up with gene-altering, life-altering, deadly jabs. I want you to look into people like the Amish. They do not vaccinate their children. Pretty much do not have any cases of autism. Autism is 100% fact linked to vaccinations. Now remember, a lot of these shots contain high amounts of heavy metals. So we are electrical beings, right? It's like sticking tinfoil in a microwave. We're surrounded by pulsed frequencies all over the place. And when loaded with heavy metals, it's not a very good combination. The curriculum in medical school was designed by who? The Rockefellers. Them and a bunch of other people and things run that system. Are they not learning about herbs and supplements and nutrition and detox and parasite cleansing? Why? Because when a person is healed, they're no longer a customer. Remember that.
If energy can't be created or destroyed, that means your energy remains even after you pass away. And if that's the case, then that means you've always existed. And also that your energy isn't bound by time. And so that actually makes me think that maybe life is actually just a break from forever. Because within life, you're experiencing time in a linear way. But like, if energy can't be created or destroyed and it always exists, it's always here, then that means if it's not reincarnation, that quite literally your energy is just always existing. So it can be reincarnation where that energy is reincarnated into a new body and your consciousness is within a new body and your soul and all of those things. But if it's not that, then your energy is just all around existing. And the break from eternity, basically, would just be living a life. Because that is where you can literally see the time moving in a linear way and be stuck within a structure to where you're living linearly. And the energy is experiencing the universe in a linear way rather than existing at all times. But again, if energy can't be created or destroyed, then your energy is here forever and you've always existed. And literally life is just when you're not in eternity. It's when there is a construct and a reality where your soul gets to experience life, but within a linear time frame to get from A to Z. But even after your life ends, your energy still exists. And so it could be reincarnation again, or it could literally be that your energy is just existing in the forever, in eternity. And when your soul or your energy wants a break from being in forever, then the soul goes to a body and experiences time in a linear way rather than the energy existing at all time. It's existing in that current moment, which is the present, but you're living life in a linear way and experiencing the universe in linear ways rather than existing at all times. And I just thought that was interesting.
You want to know something crazy about Angelina? I saw her in a, you know those shops where you get like incense?
Crystal shops and all that?
Yeah, she was in there. She was with like this CIA looking dude.
Interesting.
Yeah, she was in there.
What'd she look like?
She's hella thin. She look good though, but she has a weird vibe, man.
Well, see, that's what I mean. So she's in the crystal shops. She's in there.
I met her dad though. Her dad's cool as fuck.
John Voight.
Yeah.
Damn, so you met both of them?
Yeah, but I met him like a week apart, which is crazy. I was at a spot in Sherman Oaks.
That's
That
crazy.
is kind of weird.
That's weird.
Hold on. Yes. Getting goosebumps. Hold on. I didn't even think about that because I literally met him. He was sitting next to me at a table. This was in Sherman Oaks.
You were just randomly sitting next to John Voight.
Yes. And then we started talking and I was like, damn, he's cool. He's cool as fuck. Week later, Angelina's at this spirit shop. Literally.
Somebody said she's most likely a witch.
No, I kind of lightweight agree with that. Only because when she was dating Billy Bob Thornton, they used to wear each other's blood.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So they had these vials. Yeah, they had these vials. And they had each other's blood.
Isn't that what MGK and Megan Fox?
Yeah,
MGK
don't
and Megan
they
Fox.
drink each other's blood?
They drink each other's blood.
It's just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes only.
Does anybody see this shit?
Man, this shit is weird. Hold up, bro.
I don't know. Like everybody, people just act like. Sometimes I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like people just hear shit and they're just like, "Oh, okay, that's fine."
Yeah.
Like,
No.
is that weird? That's not weird to y'all.
You're just like the little dog in the fire. Like, this is fine.
Dude, I'm telling you. So, Hollywood. Does anybody know like where that name came from?
Oh God.
So I looked into it and talking about witches and all this other stuff. So you know that LA and Hollywood, it's a very spiritual place, whether you know it or not.
Super facts.
Okay. The thing about Hollywood, witches, they have wands, right? When they do spells. The wood that they use on their wands is from the holly tree.
From the holly tree.
It's a holly tree, so it's Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so when you have spells, you can cast spells with the Hollywood.
That is insane.
Look it up.
The entire Earth is moving into another dimension. Another vibrations and frequencies of the whole Earth are changing to what's called the new Earth. And this is in the Bible too, in the book of Revelations, when they talk about the new heaven and the new earth. It's just that it's happening right now.
And what are these changes going to be once they've happened? I mean, is the economy part of the change?
Oh, economy won't matter at all.
Well, the collapse of the current economy, I mean, is this part of this big change that's going on?
You call it collapse, and we don't. Is that the world you're living in? Okay. It all depends on what world you're focusing on.
What world are you focusing on?
The positive. My company is booming. I don't have any problems. See, it depends on what world do you live in.
Well,
but the old earth is where all of these things will be left.
What happens if you don't want the change? What happens if you want to live in this old world?
You'll stay with what you have created.
So where are you going?
I'm going with what's beautiful and positive.
Okay, so there's not people aren't leaving the planet as such, but there is a conscious shift.
2 planets. It's separating into 2.
But I thought that's what you meant, yeah.
The old earth and the new earth.
Not a physical separation.
Yes. But you won't notice anything has happened.
So are you talking about, like, for example, like a dimensional shift? Where some of us, we're not going to know the shift's happened.
Into another dimension. It's happening now. It started in 2003 and it's happening right now. We are moving into the new earth. And people don't even notice. It's not going to just be bam and you're there. It's a gradual thing. It's been happening.
Do you think people are going to are finding, should I say, this change quite testing right now?
Well, you're going through a lot of things to see. Main thing is getting rid of the karma. You're going through a testing time. Do you want to stay with the old earth? Do you want to stay on the wheel of karma? Or do you want to move on where there is no karma in the new earth? And where it's beautiful and wonderful. Is that what you want to do?
But is no karma going to make us spiritually grow?
It's more spiritual than you can even ever imagine. And many, many people are moving there. They're moving into it right now.
Consciously or unconsciously?
They don't know it consciously. But in order to move, our vibrations and frequencies of our own bodies have to change to match that of the earth as it moves. See, the earth is a living being, too. And it's moving into its next incarnation. It doesn't care if we go with it. We're just as happy if we didn't go with it. We're like fleas on a dog.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give 2 but I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Do you remember this lady? I'm sure you do. She became one of the internet's biggest memes overnight. But what if you never got the full story? What if this rabbit hole is far darker than anyone realized?
Let that flight leave. Do not let that flight leave. Being dead serious. Do not let that flight leave.
You ready? Let's go. Come on.
You heard me say like, do not let that flight leave. That flight's not going to make it to Orlando.
Let's go.
It's not going to.
As you can see, she wasn't just arguing with some random guy. She seemed genuinely concerned for people on that flight. Then she disappeared for weeks until suddenly she reappeared on TMZ and refused to explain what really happened.
What exactly you saw? Because you know, you alluded to what you saw, but like, we just want to know, like, you know, what did you see?
I mean, thanks for asking that, but I have been told that I cannot comment on it right now.
I see.
I'm sorry.
This is the first time people noticed something strange. She was wearing the same clothes, the same earrings, but many viewers couldn't shake the feeling that something about her seemed different.
When I saw it, I was like, that doesn't look like her. We didn't know who she was for the first couple of weeks. Like, they couldn't even find a name. She started a new Twitter account when she posted this video. The first person she followed was TMZ. So people started doing like some AI face detection. There's this guy that does it online professionally, and he says if you get a score 0.6 or below, it is the same person. He put videos that were on the plane, videos that were outside the plane of the real Tiffany.
And it's not her.
1.2. The guy's like, I was not expecting this. He's like, this makes me really interested.
And then things got even stranger. After TMZ, she appeared on Fox News. This time, her story had changed completely.
What did you see?
I did not see anything.
You didn't see anything?
No, I wish I did. It would have been a way better story.
You didn't see anything, then what were you saying that mother effer isn't real?
Yeah, the language. I've been working on that. It was talking to a specific person that I had an altercation with. It was just a figure of speech. Not a good one. You know, but when you're worked up and you're spiraling out of control, you're not really like thinking your words clearly through.
Oh, trust me, I know exactly.
And it didn't stop there. Over the years, her version of events has continued to change. Each interview raised even more questions than answers.
Get me off this plane.
I had taken a pain pill at like 5 a.m. that morning. And this is the first time I've ever told anybody this. Went to PT and everything, came home. Like, I really thought it'd probably be out of my system. I was going to drink a couple glasses of wine, get on the plane and pass out. I thought I was super relaxed. Nope. We just kind of got into an altercation, but like, it wasn't enough to like storm off a plane. It wasn't enough to make a scene. It was making sense in my head because I was in an altercation. I was like, this dude's not being real.
Something about this whole story just doesn't add up. That's why people are still asking, was it all an elaborate media stunt? Or did that woman become a victim of the very thing she had witnessed?
Canada, fire is a cover-up for them chemtrailing. They're putting nanotechnology in the sky. And how I know is because literally I'm watching them do it. They're trying to act like, oh, it's just airplanes, just flying and giving you a cute little airplane show, but we're really spraying nanotechnology. Yeah, it's literally government planes that are always flying over me spraying nanotechnology. Then I see the helicopters doing it. You could literally see them doing it, and the sky is getting darker. And then they're doing this everywhere, especially in America. They're releasing the nanotechnology because those who are not vaccinated, they're trying to make sure that we have some form of nanotechnology, and they know that our skin is our biggest organ, so they've been outside spraying, right? They've been spraying this on the fruits and vegetables. They've been injecting it into pork, what I'm being told. So they're doing any and everything they can to get the whole population vaccinated. I'm letting you know, if you're chosen and you have a heart as light as a feather, as long as you're fasting, you're not overly consuming, you're in nature, you're working out, like you're working out your physical body, you're in shape, you're healthy, you're healing thyself, you will make it in this new shift. But if you're unhealthy, you're toxic, you're jealous, you're envious, you're greedy, you consume a lot, you're not going to make it in this new world. You're not going to make it in this new world. You need to be constantly doing cleansings, need to constantly be fasting, need to constantly be doing yoga, need to constantly be meditating, right? Get in alignment with your true self, remembering who you truly are. Their whole scheme, all of this shit that they do here in America is for us to forget that we're truly who the fuck we truly are at our core, which are royal beings who are reclaiming our land, or what the fuck they're really doing, which is trying to stop the awakening of the new sun. But the new sun is already here, which is why it's so hot, which is why most of the population is being unalived every day, as you see. And then you also see a lot of people going insane because they let them put the vaccine directly into their bloodstream. And so when they did that, it turned their DNA into mRNA. See, with the chemtrails and all that, all we gotta do is fast, do a parasite cleanse. I got a parasite cleanse link in the bio. Fast, you can create your own parasite cleanse, your own tinctures to heal, and we can get it out of our body. But with being injected with it, it turns your DNA into mRNA. Everybody to be like that cyborg on Teen Titans, and that's in reality, that's what it is. That's why Bill Gates invested into the vaccines, because it's computer technology. This is a child. Oh, this is a father. Oh, this is somebody's grandfather. No, the Most High is looking at it like you're an inorganic being and you gotta die because you're parasitic to the earth. This is how you know if you're parasitic to the earth or not. If you're not here to help the collective consciousness, if you're not really here to help the earth grow, and you don't give a fuck about the earth healing and growing and us growing as one, you're a parasite and you won't make it into this new world.
Well, all the elites are building bunkers, and that's why they need data centers above their bunker. The data centers run the bunkers, and all that water is not needed for the data centers. They lied to you. 5 million gallons a day to run a data center of fresh water, your water. They don't need it. They're taking the water underground to the bunkers. And you have 2030 to detox the heavy metals, the parasites, the nano. You got to get this stuff out of your body.
Every book in the libraries, every book in the colleges, every book in the universities, every book on this planet is misinformation. It's misinformation. So, which is initiated by the Draco reptilians as far back as 6,000 years ago.
The reptilians really came into control and started to be able to manipulate what was going on the face of the planet about 6,000 to 7,000 years ago. It is true that they have different masking technologies to be able to be in a room and look like a human, but usually they're in underground bases in various places on the globe, as well as in a huge area in Antarctica. The southeast region has a large number of underground caverns that are kept extremely warm, too warm for humans, by geothermal heat. It's a perfect place for all of these colonies that the reptilians have. They're basically cities, huge.
It's been a while since we've talked about CERN, but CERN is a hot topic right now because they just shut it down, and it's called the Long Shutdown 3. It's not turning back on until 2030. What an interesting year. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I've talked about CERN and its shutdowns and turning back on and how that affects our timelines, how that affects the quantum realm, how that affects the Mandela effects, and that how that affects all of us, because CERN is essentially trying to play God. So at CERN, scientists from around the world use unique machines to explore how the universe works, pushing the limits of technology for the benefit of society. But there's a lot of theories about CERN and how they're causing all of these major changes in humanity. And the fact that we believe there are rituals that are done at CERN in front of the statue of Shiva. Shiva is known as the god of destruction. So I find it very interesting that we've got a Shiva statue right in front of CERN. Now, this dance was said to be a prank and that it was just some people that were visiting who did this. But yeah, like, I'm gonna believe it. It also happened in 2016, the first time the Orange Cheeto became the boss of us. So, you know, it's giving like something actually was done and we did flip into another reality. Now, I find it interesting that it's going to be shut off till 2030. Do you guys know about Project Looking Glass and 2030? Yeah, that's very interesting. There is so much that we can talk about CERN that I had to make a long form video for you guys. You guys have been asking me for a while to put my theories up on YouTube, and so I did. I started a new series called My Theory. Episode 1 was about Britney, and you guys gotta go check it out. It's 2 hours long and I didn't even get into everything. But episode 2 is about CERN. I go in deeper to all the theories and it gets crazy. You guys gotta go check it out, what I find out through this little deep dive. And it does get into theories about aliens and the fact that this is ancient technology and that we pretty much had a CERN back in, like, you know, Atlantis times. If you guys are interested, definitely go check it out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be uploading at least 1 new video a week, and episode 3 is already filmed and it is about AI. So go check it out. It's up right now and AI video will be coming up next week. See you there. Oh, and for those asking, it is Alex Serves on YouTube.
Did you know that every toothpaste, no matter just Colby, any toothpaste that has fluoride in it has the following warning printed on the box as well as on the tube? Let me just quick read you. It says, warnings. Keep out of the reach of children under 6 years of age. Don't you want to teach your kids to brush their teeth? Keep out of the... You can't give them toothpaste, but you're told that they need the fluoride so that they get healthy teeth and no cavities, aren't you? well, listen to this. If more than is used for brushing is accidentally swallowed, mind you, kids don't have the capability yet of spitting out this toothpaste, but they flavor it like candy. They make it look like candy. If it's accidentally swallowed, get medical help or contact the Poison Control Center right away. Did you know there was poison? They mark it, they tell you so.
As I'm going to crash out, Chick-fil-A has the K back. You cannot tell me that we do not live in alternate realities in multiple universes. Chick-fil-A has the K back. I am willing to die on this hill that for the last 5 years, there was a Mandela effect where they took the K out of Chick-fil-A and it was just spelled C-H-I-C, and everybody was making videos.
Someone has proved that Chick-fil-A was never spelled C-H-I-C. This seems like a legit piece of merchandise from 2002 of a Chick-fil-A cow. And it's spelled C-H-I-C-K. This might actually be the proof we need.
And I know this because I used to spend hours watching Mandela Effect videos because I used to make them myself. So I would always see over and over and over and over again, Chick-fil-A used to have a K in it. Why is it just a C now? Where's the K from Chick-fil-A? Everybody was making Mandela Effect videos about this. And you cannot find evidence anywhere you look that it was ever spelled C-H-I-C. This one is irritating me because I remember, because I would spend so much time watching these Mandela Effect videos, I would constantly look at Chick-fil-A and just feel like it was spelled wrong because it needed to have a K. And if this was something that was like a memory from childhood, right? I would feed into your guys' theories of us just mass misremembering things, but that's not what it was. This was the last 5 years. This has been a Mandela effect because everyone remembered it having a K. Now all of a sudden it's always had a K. You cannot find any evidence it was ever spelled C-H-I-C, but it's only been spelled like that for the last 5 years. And they just turned CERN off. I'm sorry I'm yelling. I am actually like, you cannot tell me we're not living in multiple realities. And me, and I guess other creators thought we were smart and we're gonna get ahead of it. We're gonna go find the old TikTok and Instagram reels where they say, guys, didn't Chick-fil-A used to have a K in it? It always had a K in it. Why is it just C-H-I-C now? Now when you go back and you find those videos, they're dated back to those years, but it's the other way around. I'm telling you, I don't care. No, we are in different timelines and we're merging together with other timelines, and it's happened when they turned CERN off. I also love having just the obvious proof that I'm not crazy, because there were so many creators from all around the world that started posting in the last couple of days that Chick-fil-A has the K back. And this is right after they just turned off CERN. So like I said, how can you explain that? If it was a bunch of people misremembering, that usually would take a little longer than everybody in the same 3-day period realizing that Chick-fil-A had the K back and saying it has it back. Some of us were from the original timeline when Chick-fil-A had a K, then it swapped when it had a C only, and now it's back to having a K. Some of y'all were always in the C timeline, some of y'all were always in the K timeline. It is what it is. We live in multiple realities. I don't fucking care.
So the technological singularity has to do primarily with the technology of the 5G towers, which have been upgraded to 6G terahertz, which is 1,000 times more powerful than 5G waves. We now have millimeter waves under 6G terahertz. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Then we have NATO airplanes dumping smart dust particulates, biosensors, full of graphene, aluminum, titanium, lithium, strontium, barium, etc., arsenic poison, probably. Anyway, they've been dumping that like every 10 minutes, 16 hours a day, everywhere in the world for 2 years now. And previously, they were dumping it at a slower pace. That's 7G technology. In other words, it's still the 6G terahertz electronic energy, but now that energy is bouncing off all the air pollution, all the particulates in the sky. And it's bouncing off all the bunny rabbits and squirrels and birds and bees. The bees are all augmented now with the smart dust. All the humans are out there running and cycling and getting out and hiking up Half Dome in Yosemite Park and going to see what's left of Glacier National Park. There are no glaciers in Glacier National Park. If you didn't know, it's Glacier National Park minus the glaciers. But if you're out there getting exercise and feeling good about yourself, just know you're polluting the heck out of your skin, your eyes, your breathable air, your lungs are ingesting all of these nanoparticulates which include biosensors, which hook you up to the cloud, which hook you up to each other and turn you into a human antenna. And God forbid, if you're vaccinated and boosted, or you get a flu shot, or you go to the dentist a lot and get lidocaine injections, you are aglow. You are aglow with radio frequency. But my point is that whatever radio frequency weapons we had 5 years ago are greatly enhanced by the air pollution and the weather warfare, because not only can the pollution particulates in our sky that linger for days, not only are those particulates capable of trace, tracking, and targeting humans in zip codes, they also can modify the weather. They can make a cold day colder, a hot day hotter. They can make it windy when it's not. They can be used to make it rain, and then rain down the particulates into the groundwater and onto the lawn in your park and into your children's playgrounds.
People are paying attention to the food now. I've been telling y'all, pay attention.
I just wanted to say the president declared a food emergency because we cannot get fertilizer because of the war. And he said we're in a state of emergency. And I just want to point out that I have been telling everybody for 7 years to prepare. I left the city, learned how to farm.
Ask yourself a question, y'all. Doesn't this make perfect sense now? Doesn't it make perfect sense as to why our food tastes and it feels different now? Doesn't it? Sense doesn't make that a high 90% of our food is created from processed materials. The other, less than 10% is fruits and vegetables that we can't even trust, that says organic or non-GMO. We don't even know the difference, but they all taste bad. Then Trump declares a state of emergency on food supplies because it's really about to get real, especially with that El Nino in the oceans out there right now, y'all. Like I've been talking about water and artificial intelligence, the food is going to be the next topic. That's when I came across the United States Food Reserve. I was looking for food-related projects on the blockchain, and this right here caught my eye. Why? Because Bill Gates and Donald Trump. This be the reason why he was buying up all the farmland and all the water. That's what you need for food, right? With the Strait of Hormuz permanently shut down, the food is going to be the next topic. Go look up the United States Food Reserve on Google and see what's going on. For letting you guys know, the food supply is running short. Just like AI and water have been consistently going up, food is going to go even higher because you cannot live without food. Not financial advice, but the information for this will be put in the comments below. We're in the digital age, y'all. Let's continue to get this shit. Peace in.
The play out level that people are focused on, the myopic level, what's Trump saying, what's Iran saying, but actually it's coming from here, back in the shadows, what I call the global cult. We have a situation where the cult introduces a new status quo, which suits it for a certain period. And then it trashes that status quo and brings in another one, and trashes that and brings in another one. And basically the reason is that if you went from A to Z in one leap, first of all, you couldn't do it. It's too big a leap. But also, if you went in two bigger leaps, the people would look up from the game show and the football and say, what's happening? Because everything would be changing so dramatically. So they go in stages, they go in sequences. So you have the sequence before the First World War. The First World War, completely manipulated war, then trashed that status quo. You had the between war status quo, which included the Great Depression, which trashed the economic system as it was at the time. You then went straight into the Second World War, and then you had this period, what they call the international rules order, economic order, the political order. It's been relatively consistent, but now they want to go into a vastly transformed human society based on artificial intelligence control and digital control. Of course, those two are fundamentally connected. And it's a simple thing. If you have a status quo, a structure, the way things are done, and it doesn't move, then you can't replace it with something. So the idea all along has been to trash the world order, to trash the world economic order.